Remember, folks, just because someone wasn't selected in the first round of the draft doesn't mean that they're gonna be bad. In fact, time and time again, some of the most impactful players that are added to teams in the offseason are the guys taken in those much later rounds.
I was expecting them in the earlier rounds, but not in the later rounds since they had already got it back, but that's definitely fine with me. I'm glad. I'm a cheesehead.
It's not surprising to see highly touted 2021 NFL rookies like Micah Parsons, Jamar Chase, and Mac Jones dominating right away. We fully expected these guys to be stars. But some of the most impactful rookies so far this season weren't even taken on day one. So here's a look at 10 of the biggest steals of the 2021 draft so far. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. The Notre Dame linebacker was widely projected to be a first-round selection, but a detected heart issue reportedly scared teams away. That prompted him to fall down to the Cleveland Browns in round 2 with the number 52 overall selection. And what can we say? It was a huge loss for the 31 other NFL teams, but a huge gain for the Browns. JOK has been an absolute beast in Joe Woods' defense. Throughout the 2021 season, he has consistently ranked among the top 5 rookies over at Pro Football Focus. Owusu-Koramoah has flourished as a pass rusher and run stopper, and he's been one of the league's best linebackers in pass coverage. He's often overlooked thanks to the sensational play of superstar Myles Garrett and free agent pickup Jadeveon Clowney. Not that the Browns are complaining. JOK has been instrumental in helping the Cleveland defense improve across the board, namely in yardage and points, the two most important categories. If there was a redraft, he'd be a top 20 pick, maybe even a top 10 selection. Owusu-Koramoah's talent was never in question. He was considered a strong draft steal candidate after the Browns selected him, but now he's proven it with a phenomenal rookie year. Creed Humphrey. After their offensive line got wrecked in Super Bowl 55, the Kansas City Chiefs entered the offseason with one simple goal: upgrade the pass protection for Patrick Mahomes. It started with the signing of standout guard Joe Thuney, who inked a 5-year deal worth $80 million. A month later, the Chiefs traded for Baltimore Ravens star offensive tackle Orlando Brown Jr., giving Mahomes 2 pillars on the offensive line that he could count on. Well, Thuney and Brown have been stellar, no doubt, but it's actually center Creed Humphrey, whom Casey drafted with the number 63 selection, that has provided the biggest impact on this rebuilt O-line. The Oklahoma product has been an absolute rock in both pass protection and run blocking. Named to the PFF midseason All-Pro team, Humphrey has changed everything for Kansas City in the trenches. His impact on this team simply cannot be stressed enough. He's giving up very few pressures and is simply manhandling veteran pass rushers at the line of scrimmage. Dealing with Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce was annoying enough for opposing defenses. And now, standing in front of them all, they have a franchise center whose motto should be, "You shall not pass!" Azeez Ojulari. Like Owusu-Koramoah, many expected Ojulari to go in the first round. Instead, the Georgia standout had to wait until day 2 to hear his name called. And in short, the guy has played like a first-round talent who should have definitely been a day 1 pick. The New York defense has been up and down all year long, unable to fully build off of last year's unexpected success. Ojulari, though, has been one of the few consistent and productive playmakers, and he figures to be the leader of this defense when veterans like Logan Ryan and Blake Martinez eventually move on. Ojulari has struggled in coverage, but that's okay. His main job is to get after the quarterback, and few rookies are bringing the heat as much as he is. He's rounded out a very strong rookie class of pass rushers along with Micah Parsons, Jalen Phillips, and Odafe Owe. Only those 3 were all first-round picks, so none of them are steals like Ojulari.
Let's just say the car was a steal.
Say that again.
The car was a steal.
This time without winking.
The car was a steal. Wink.
Michael Carter. To avoid any confusion, allow us to remind you that this is Michael Carter, the running back, not the other Michael Carter, who also happens to be a rookie on the New York Jets. Carter, the running back, was drafted in the 4th round by the Jets at 107th overall. The former North Carolina standout quickly won over the RB1 role and gave the otherwise hapless New York offense some form of life. Before his ankle injury, Carter was in position to fight for a 1,000-yard season. Not bad given the Jets' problem on the O-line, as well as their horrible quarterback play, which made it easier for defenses to game plan against Carter. Anywho, this is year one of the Robert Saleh era. It was always going to be a painful learning process for the new-look Jets, but they at least have a stud running back to help Wilson lead the offense over the long run. If they can get their offensive line all healthy and fixed up for 2022, we could see Carter go off in a breakout year. The skill set and explosiveness is there, and things should only get better for this young team going forward. Alonzo Samuel Jr. Like father, like son. Samuel Jr., drafted 47th overall by the Los Angeles Chargers, has greatly mirrored the play of his father, Asante Sr., who earned 4 Pro Bowl nods and won 2 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. Samuel Jr. hasn't hit his prime yet, but you just see so much of his old man in him. Things like his phenomenal coverage skills, of course, or his ability to track the ball and rack up the turnovers. Samuel Sr. had 51 interceptions in his career, and we wouldn't be surprised if his son got close to that total as well. Samuel Jr. has rounded out an elite secondary in LA, led by safety Derwin James and veteran corner Chris Harris Jr. The rookie is only going to get better in coverage as he learns from his Pro Bowl teammates too. The interception and passes defended numbers should only go up, which is a scary proposition for opposing quarterbacks. The up-and-coming Chargers found themselves a gem in Samuel Jr. That defense is set over the long run with him, James, and Nick Bosa leading the way. Roy Lopez. Quite frankly, it's easy to overlook the production of any decent player on the Houston Texans. Such is life when the team is downright awful and getting blown out in most of their games. The Texans had limited draft capital in both 2020 and 2021 thanks to Bill O'Brien's failed trades. But new GM Nick Caserio struck gold when he drafted Arizona defensive tackle Roy Lopez in the 6th round at 195 overall. The 6'2", 318-pound Lopez has been a run-stopping force on an otherwise, well, horrendous Houston defense. Lopez isn't much of a pass rusher compared to other stud defensive tackles like Aaron Donald and Cameron Hayward, which again makes it easy to ignore his production. But Lopez has been a machine on that Houston defensive line, and the frustrated Texans fan base at least has to be excited about his potential. Imagine if the Texans manage to pair Lopez with Kayvon Thibodeau or Aiden Hutchinson. That defensive line is gonna be downright terrifying. So hey, congrats to Caserio on getting more out of one 6th-round draft selection than Bill O'Brien ever got out of trading an entire draft. Javon Holland. The Miami Dolphins have been one of the NFL's worst drafting teams over the past decade. But their 2021 draft class already looks quite ridiculous, and we say that in a good way. The team's first selection, Jalen Waddle at number 6 overall, has stepped up as the new lead receiver in South Beach, while Miami's other first-rounder, Jalen Phillips, has already grown into the team's top pass rusher. They also hit the jackpot with the number 36 selection, Javon Holland. The safety out of Oregon has been doing it all for Brian Flores' defense. He's solid in coverage, but also does a lot of damage as a pass rusher. And he's displayed remarkable ball tracking abilities, giving Miami another turnover-happy defensive back to complement Pro Bowl corner Xavier Howard. The Dolphins started out 1-7, but turned a corner by winning all 4 games in November. Holland was widely responsible for Miami's perfect month, racking up 2 interceptions, 5 passes defended, and a sack in November. There's a foundation to be excited about in Miami. Elijah Mitchell. With Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, and 3rd-round rookie Trey Sermon already on the roster, there wasn't much hype around Elijah Mitchell. I mean, with all that depth at the position, there wasn't even a guarantee that the guy would make the team out of training camp. But the 6th-round rookie has exceeded all expectations and then some. Injuries to San Fran's running back depth chart forced Kyle Shanahan to give the 194th overall pick of the draft a workhorse role. And the Louisiana product has more than embraced the opportunity. Mitchell has powered San Francisco's signature ground game, racking up 4 100-yard outings through his first 8 career games. The 49ers looked down and out of it at 2-4, but Mitchell's strong November propelled them right back into the playoff race. Mitchell has done more than enough to earn his spot as the team's long-term RB1. Yeah, just about any running back could flourish in Shanahan's system, but Mitchell has taken it to another level. And he looks to be just another late-round gem that these 49ers always seem to find. Take a bow, Mr. Lynch. Trey Smith. Lightning struck twice for the Chiefs at the 2021 NFL Draft. Creed Humphrey was not the only gem of an offensive lineman that GM Veach found back in April. In round 6, KC selected Tennessee guard Trey Smith with the 226th overall selection. Smith has been yet another vital piece in the Chiefs' rebuilt offensive line. Through week 12, Smith had the 4th best pass block win rate and the 4th best run block win rate among all NFL guards, according to ESPN. You're not supposed to find guys like that in round 6, but the Chiefs somehow did. Smith has given up a handful of sacks and he's taken too many penalties, but that's to be expected for a rookie offensive lineman. He should only get better in those departments. All in all, KC has to love what they're seeing from this young man already. It's not often you see a 22-year-old lineman throwing around veterans like Smith has in year 1. Nate Hobbs. The Las Vegas Raiders defense has gone from horrible to average under new defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. Much of the credit, though, should go to some of the new faces on that unit, like free agent pickup Yannick Ngakoue and rookie Nate Hobbs. The Illinois product is playing like a top 15 draft pick. Hobbs has been provided a reliable presence in the Raiders secondary. He's been one of the game's top slot corners of 2021. And as a result of his production, the Vegas pass defense has ranked near the top 10 throughout the season, after a dismal showing in 2020. Raiders GM Mike Mayock has missed big time on most of his first round selections. But for whatever reason, he seems to do his best work in the later rounds, where he's found guys like Max Crosby, Hunter Renfrow, and now Hobbs. But it was easily Hobbs who will go down as the Raiders' biggest steal of this draft. Few rookies have brought the same level of impact as the 5th round pick. But who do you think has been the best steal of the 2021 NFL Draft so far? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll